Well, let's head to space. NASA's latest mission has blasted off. You most likely have heard of it. The James Webb Space Telescope launched on Christmas morning with the goal of helping find more life forms outside of Earth. And as Fox 13 Tampa Bay reporter Jordan Bowen explains, scientists also hope it can help us understand how the universe came to be.
Decollage liftoff from a tropical rainforest to the edge of time itself.
NASA is taking space exploration to new heights Christmas Day with the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope.
It's a time machine. It's going to take us back to the very beginnings of the universe. We are going to discover incredible things that we never imagined.
It successfully launched Saturday from the European Space Agency spaceport in French Guiana. It's a move that's been more than 3 decades in the making and will succeed the Hubble Space Telescope, which has been in service since April 1990. It was initially supposed to launch in 2007, but faced years of delays due to technological challenges.
Now we have to realize there are still innumerable things that have to work, and they have to work perfectly. 344 of them.
The Webb telescope will be able to explore atmospheres of exoplanets, some of which are potentially habitable, and ultimately help to uncover clues about the search for life outside of Earth. The telescope comes equipped with a mirror that can extend 21 feet and 4 inches, which means it will be able to collect more light from the objects it observes once the telescope is in space. The more light the mirror can collect, the more details the telescope will be able to observe.
We know that in great reward, there is great risk. And that's what this business is all about. And that's why we dare to explore.
Reporting in Tampa, Jordan Bowen, Fox 13 News.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.